Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
Il s'en revient. Il s'en revient.
Oh là, habitants du futur, en quel an sommes-nous?
En 1972.
En 1972?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 et 8. Dark Shadows marque en effet la 8e collaboration entre Tim Burton et Johnny Depp, qui s'attaque ici à une célèbre série des années 60, mais aussi à des classiques du cinéma d'épouvante.
You know, I've always been, as Tim has, you know, we've both been huge fans of horror films and, you know, vampire movies and, you know, since childhood. I guess, you know, with this particular character, Barnabas, I tried, you know, I actually tried to stray from the original character just to see if something would arrive. You know, some other image, some other guy, some other... But nothing was coming, you know, and I guess it was just because I was so deeply rooted in what Jonathan Frid created, and so it basically Tim and I both knew it was like this is the guy, this is the basis for the character, you know.
But I mean, there's such, like you said, there's a history, so much a history, and like I said, I've been watching these ever since, you know, kids. So, seen every, you know, Boris Karloff, Christopher Lee, and I would have to say you probably draw it on everything, just because it's a, you know, this is a vampire, you know, so it's probably, you know, Nosferatu, Bela Lugosi, Christopher Lee, Jonathan Frid, you know, just what all those things brought to you, you know, so it's always a mixture, I'd say.
It is a mixture.
Une mixture qui vient célébrer 23 ans de vie cinématographique commune depuis leur première rencontre en 1989.
It happened at a diner in a hotel. I think it was the Bellage Hotel, and I was scared to death to meet Tim because at the time it was like 1989, I think it was, or something, and I was considered at that time. I was considered, you know, that there was the sort of the stamp of TV actor or whatever, and I was trying to cancel the meeting because I was just scared it was going to be pointless. And then we met, and I ended up going to the meeting, and we met in that diner and sat and talked for a couple of hours, like a really long time. And I just remember we just kept drinking coffee, and I was like chewing on I left the place chewing on my spoon, like gnawing on it. But it was like one of those meetings that very rare, where you just connect on various levels, you know.
You don't really analyze it too much, you know. You just sort of, because I think it's the same thing, you know, with the word. You know, it's like you don't sit around and go, oh well, why this is why, you know. You don't pick it apart like it's some kind of like a. You know, because a lot of these things are just sort of more surprising and organic, and I think as a sort of artistic relationship, that's the most crucial thing. I mean, I don't think he would ever do something if he didn't want to do it. You know, it's got to be, you got to have the passion for it.
À eux deux, ils ont donc donné vie à 8 personnages hauts en couleur, mais il leur est bien difficile de déterminer leur préféré.
I'm proud of all of them.
You know, I mean, I would say, because it's like, you know, they're part of you, and as I mean, I don't know, but as an actor, whether they're even successful or failures, they're part of you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm proud of all the work I've been able to lucky enough to do with Tim, you know.
It's like your children. I'm both proud and ashamed of all of them.
Il leur est en revanche plus facile de désigner celui qui leur a posé le plus de problèmes.
Well, I think probably, you know, initially, I mean, really, you know, it was Edward Scissorhands, because it was something that was so, I mean, I felt was so, you know, something very personal to Tim, and certainly a character that I connected to and knew very well in my heart and in my mind, and I wanted to make him, you know, perfect for Tim, and do, you know, so that was probably and it was also the most important for me of all the films we've done together. It was really the path, you know, was putting me on the path that I wanted to be on.
I mean, he does it every time. I mean, he'll always pick something that he's on, you know, I mean, I was impressed, like on Sweeney Todd, that he sang. I mean, he sang like one of the most difficult things, you know, and that's quite an exposing thing, you know. I mean, it's that kind of thing. So there's always something. There's always a new element that he does that, to me, you know, is going into new territory, different boundaries, you know. So it's always there. Usually with characters that are quite visual, sometimes it takes a while to click into what that visual thing is, but that can take a few days, the change of that look and stuff. But no, I mean, you don't, again, I don't think you monitor like, ooh, we going too far? I mean, you know, like for me, you're dealing with a studio, you're dealing with money, so you try to be responsible for what you're doing. Yeah. But at the same time, you got to just do what you want to do, because that's, you know, so I don't know. I never really think like, oh, we're going too far. It's more about, well, does it fit within the character or whatever.
Depuis Édouard aux mains d'argent, Tim Burton et Johnny Depp ont visité le cinéma des années 50, un village hanté, une chocolaterie ou le pays des merveilles. Mais leur façon de travailler, elle, n'a pas changé.
No, not really. You know, I mean, I mean, it still feels like it did, you know, back, you know, when we first. I mean, when Tim first cast me in Edward Scissorhands, it still feels that fresh. It still feels, you know, each time out of the gate is a new thing, and we've never sort of relied on any kind of formula or, you know.
Bon, ils avouent quand même pouvoir communiquer par code.
Code of honor. Code of silence.
Code of silence.
You just nod at each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You know,
knowing looks.
At this point, yeah, Tim can just sort of tilt his head a certain way, and I know, you know, I can kind of suss what he wants from me.
If one of us throws up, that means something's wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, these little hints that we find.
Mais ils n'ont pas pour autant l'impression de tourner en rond.
No, because I think it's not even something we really think about. I think the key, in fact, probably the more times you work with somebody, each time you probably question it, like, okay, are we doing this? And it's very simple. Like, I know with him, I wouldn't ask him to do something, or he wouldn't want to do something unless he loved the character, wanted to do it, felt he could bring something new to it. So, you know, that just is sort of that just goes without saying. And so it's always important.
Vivement la suite donc.
Aime-moi.
Jamais. Voilà un retournement fort regrettable.
T'as fumé ou quoi?
Ils ont essayé de me brûler vif, ma petite. Mais en vain.